Thank you so much for returning to my YouTube channel. My name is Ranalynn Naipo, and for all my new subscribers, aloha and welcome. This is my Saturday chat session with you guys, okay? So, I'm not drinking tea, drinking water, but I have to go ahead and show off my mug. Also, have to go ahead and show off my new nail color, okay? It's like a peachy, can't really get that again. There we go. Like a peachy pink kind of color with a little bit of glitter. You know, this girl's gotta have bling even on her nails. I need to go ahead and have some bling. But I know that I've been neglecting on getting back to some of my questions, so I got some here. Let me just get to them right now. Okay, so I hope everyone is having a relaxing Saturday morning. I normally go ahead and upload these videos on a Saturday. So this is more informal, even though I'm with my purple sweater. I didn't know whether I was going to be sharing with you guys some lipsticks or whatever, but who knows what might end up going on. I was playing with my Milani because I just love my Milani. So I have my Milani lip cream on today. Went out and ran a few errands. I have two colors on here. I went ahead and first put, what was this? Automatic Touch on, even though it's purple. I want my lips more of a pink. And then I went with a little bit of a ombre look in the middle and did Precious, and I just love this Milani Amore lip cream. So I'm gonna go ahead and take up my watch. I'm gonna go ahead and answer the questions, and then we'll see where this conversation is going to end up going. So let's see, what are some of the updates? Kids are in school, the house is nice and quiet, Jim's coming home from Maui. I'm looking forward to that. Again, I think he leaves again on Thursday for Kauai or Maui, one of those two places. Yeah, so the house is nice and quiet, so I thought I'd go ahead and catch up and do some Saturday filming with you guys, so I can go ahead and upload this. But I know that I always end up getting distracted and never end up answering some of those questions. So we're going to jump right into those nosy questions that all you subscribers want to know. So one of the first questions is, how do you deal with mean or rude people in your life? Actually, I just don't deal with them. I probably, that was one of my New Year's resolutions that I went ahead and made a couple of years back. Especially after my divorce, where when I'm going out into the community, I try to eliminate and put a lot more positivity and happiness into my life. I don't like hanging around a lot of people that are, I hate to say it, kind of bitching and whining all the time. No, that's how I handle it. And if they're rude, before when I used to be working, I used to have a uniform shirt on. I really couldn't say much, and it's not that I'm rude. I'll just kindly, in a really nice way, just say, you know, I really don't appreciate you saying that. You know, it really kind of turns me off, whether it's a person standing in line with me at a grocery store, or somebody's cutting in front of me, or a sales associate that's being kind of rude or whatever. I'll just kind of say, wow, you look like you're having a really bad day. As far as dealing with them, I would just professionally go ahead and say, you know, that was really not nice what you went ahead and said. You should probably just apologize. And if they blow me off, they blow me off. But there are a lot of rude people out there, but I'm just really fortunate that here in Hawaii, I don't have a lot of rude people that I run into. So I go ahead and deal with it. The next question that a subscriber went ahead and asked was, do you take any daily vitamins or supplements every day? Do you have any recommendations? I think when I went ahead and did my video on what I have on my nightstand, I went ahead and I did not have a multivitamin because I needed to go ahead and refill my daily multivitamin. But I do have a vitamin E, a vitamin C, a B12 that I go ahead and take. Also, I stumbled across it's called Monolaurin, and I think I went ahead and shared it in one of my vlogs, that I go ahead and take that once a day. And that kind of helps to keep your immune system in check, especially with after the holiday season and you're entertaining and you're hugging and kissing people. Mwah, 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 mwah. I tend to kind of do, I'll hug someone if it's a family member, whatever, but sometimes I'll just kind of do the air kiss, which is more like mwah, mwah kind of thing, because I'm always carrying Purell. I don't want to get sick, because if I get sick, I kind of pass my cooties and germs on to the kids, and I don't want the kids getting sick. Because once one of them gets sick, you know how it is. It's like the plague. You know, one of them gets sick, the next thing you know, the next one's doing the sniffles, the next one's doing the sniffles, and then we're all sick. So yeah. Other than that, I do a Women's Day multivitamin. I do a vitamin C every day. I do vitamin E. I'll do a B12 because I'm trying to get myself off of coffee. And yeah, and the reason for the B12, and I'm going to go ahead and address that in my next question, was in some of my videos, if you folks go ahead and notice, is when I'm holding up a product. In fact, I'll just use this Milani lipstick as a example because a subscriber went ahead and asked, is sometimes when I'm holding it, it's not that bad. But on certain days, my hands are kind of on the shaky side. So I had a viewer that went ahead and asked me this comment and said, I noticed that when you're showing us product, if I'm holding product like this, is not that bad. But I noticed that when I'm holding it up like this, sometimes my hand is a little on the shaky side. And I was glad that she went ahead and addressed that, because the reason why my hands shake a lot was because I think a little over 12 years ago, I had a drunk driver that went ahead and sideswiped me on the way home where I was working. I was in a mini little, like I say, mild coma kind of thing. I had a head concussion. I had whiplash. I had to be sent to the emergency room. I had to stay there overnight. I was discharged, and I just had like these weird tingling sensation, my top of my torso, and I had some bruises, not so much from the steering wheel, but I guess from embracing from the accident itself. And I had to go ahead and see a neurologist because I was wondering why my hands, I had this like weird tingling sensation because my hands would go ahead and shake. So I went ahead and saw a neurologist, and he specified that I had permanent nerve damage, even though I was going through physical therapy. Now, when I go through physical therapy, my shaking is not really that bad. So I don't want people to think, oh, she's shaking because she has like a coffee addiction or drug addiction or whatever. So I always go ahead and address to my subscribers. And so far, I think I've only had like one or two that go ahead and address it. But I thought I'd go ahead and bring it up now since we're talking about vitamins. Okay, it just kind of comes and goes because I have permanent nerve damage from the back of my neck all the way to my left and right hand, where my shaking is basically just every so often. So I wanted to go ahead and address that in one of my Saturday videos. So when you see me holding product like this, I'll try and use both hands when I'm showing products. So right there, it's not really shaking. But if I go ahead and just use one hand, it'll have a little bit of a, twitch right there. And of course, this hand is a little bit more. If you go ahead and see that, you'll see my hand kind of shaking right there. But that's the reason why I have the shakes, was because I had a drunk driver that kind of sideswiped me a couple of years back. And it is what it is. It's what happens. Good things and bad things happen to us. I didn't want to go ahead and take the medication. I didn't want to be, one, addicted to it. And two, the shaking is not very often, but I kind of like my kidneys. I kind of like my liver and stuff. I don't like having to put anything into my body that is not necessary. So for those of you who see me holding a product like this, like that, it's not that bad. So that's why my hand goes ahead and twitch. I thought I'd go ahead and address it in one of the questions, because I just have a few people that go ahead and ask. Okay, the next question is, how many times do you touch up your makeup? For example, like within 8 hours. So like, for example, today, I went out and ran a few errands. I went ahead and put on my makeup at about, maybe about 9 o'clock. And right now it is maybe about 2:15. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It's been about 6 hours. I think the only thing I did was I ate lunch, and with this Milani Amore lip cream, I know if I'm going to eat something greasy, my makeup's going to go ahead and come off. If I'm in the car in the air conditioning, I don't really need to go ahead and touch up my makeup a lot. But I always go ahead and carry a compact pressed powder with me. My lipstick, I think I have a dual purpose mascara. Maybe I might carry a small little eyeshadow palette if I'm going to be out longer for the day. So if I start having, creasing in my shadow, I'll just go ahead and touch it up. But majority of the time, if I'm wearing makeup all day, And by the time I pick up the kids, run errands, maybe do some grocery shopping, and I'm home by 5:30, 6 o'clock, this makeup is kind of coming off. I don't wear makeup until 10, 11 o'clock. Now, if I do go ahead and wear makeup where I'm out during the evening, I will not, I prefer having fresh makeup if I'm going to go out like on date night with Jim. So majority of the time, if I'm already wearing this makeup, I have probably two options. Is just go ahead and touch up the underneath of my eyes, because sometimes, you know, with wear and tear with mascara and the humidity here in Hawaii, I have to go ahead and touch up basically with a pressed powder. Maybe if my blush kind of disappeared, I need to go ahead and fix some of my contouring. I'll definitely fix my lipstick. Or what I'll do is I'll take up all of my lipstick, go ahead and add a little bit of foundation and a pressed powder, and go ahead and do my lipstick, so I have a fresh, clean layer of lipstick. That way you won't see the bleeding or any kind of a transfer of the lipstick if I was eating lunch at home. But I would say on average, probably maybe once or twice a day. I mean, even at work. Next question is, how do you handle 3 teenagers? Actually, thanks to Jim, okay? His 2 kids live with us full time. How do we go in and handle them? Actually, before Jim and I actually started dating, this was one of our topics of conversation that we went ahead and discussed. You know, how do you go ahead, what kind of discipline or standards do you have with your kids? This is the standard that I go ahead and have with my kids. How can we go ahead and mesh this together? Because what we didn't want was have it where, you know, my son can do no wrong, but his kids are always wrong, or my son doesn't need to do chores, or his kids need to do all of the chores, or whatever. We want to go ahead and make sure that even though each of them have a different personality, we know that each of them, we need to treat each them as a different individual. We love to go ahead and make sure that there are specific standards like homework, chores, responsibility, respect, and also, you know, standard guidelines in the house. When we have guests over, make sure they're polite. If they have guests over, making sure they're entertaining their guests and not just dumping off their guests in the back lanai. That's what I'm pointing at. I'm pointing it to my back lanai area. We have a designated area in the back where the kids can kind of take their friends out there. It's a little cooler when it's hot during the day and they're not hanging around in their room. They can go outside and play Xbox or a game or Skype or Monopoly, or I don't know, jump on the treadmill if they want, go ahead and do that. So we have definitely open communication with the kids. When we have dinner time, there's no electronics at the table, and we kind of go around one at a time and ask them what's going on, any projects for school, is there any issues we should know about before any teachers go ahead and call us, and if they're falling behind on homework, should we be concerned? Should their electronics be suspended? Should we be communicating more with their teachers? Should they be communicating less with their boyfriends or their girlfriends, which can cause a distraction, or their friends can go ahead and cause a distraction and have them refocus and get back on track with their homework. That's how we go ahead and handle that issue. I know that when you're in a relationship with someone that you just met, it's really tough where they kind of have like a double standard on how they go ahead and raise their kids. And I've seen a lot of people who get into relationships, and you know, half of their arguments is about their kids. So the one thing that I would go ahead and suggest is before you go ahead and get into a relationship, and Jim and I did this because we didn't move in with one another until like 6 to 9 months after we actually had that first interaction with one another. We didn't really start dating until like 2 to 3 months after we initially met. We focused on our kids because I was still going through my divorce. Jim was already divorced, and we wanted to make sure that our kids weren't going to be thrown on the side and we're going to start getting back into dating. We wanted to make sure that our parental responsibilities were still there, especially for my son and especially for his 2 kids. And our kids are a big part of our life until they're able to decide that they don't want to live at home anymore after they turn 18, which means I'll probably have my own YouTube room. Okay, so that's how we go ahead and handle the children situation. So I hope everyone out there is having a great and productive weekend. I know sometimes I go ahead and just rattle off the subject, but I wanted to go ahead and answer some of the questions that you folks go ahead and have. So while we're doing a Saturday coffee time with me, I'm going to be answering more questions. So if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to go ahead and list it in the description bar down at the bottom. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you go ahead and love the Saturday mornings with me, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down at the bottom. Let me know what you're doing on this Saturday morning or this weekend, or if you're stumbling across this video during the week, let me know how your week is going. If it's going okay, give me a thumbs up, or, you know, just go ahead and drop me a line. You know, go ahead and leave me a comment. You know, maybe you're going to the movies or hanging out with your kids, or you're feeling kind of happy, or you're feeling kind of sad. Let's go ahead and chat. That's what these little chat mornings are about. So I hope I went ahead and answered a few of these questions. I know I like to chatter off like a little banshee, I always say, but that's just me. I mean, these mornings are rarely edited. So what I go ahead and do is after I get done editing, I go ahead and give it to Jim. He goes ahead and watches the whole thing. If for some reason I needed to stand up because the phone rang, those are the kind of things we'll edit out. Or if my phone rang, I need to go ahead and answer it. Those are the things I go ahead and edit out. But majority of the stuff, I go ahead and keep in. Why not? I mean, it's like an improv kind of Saturday morning between my subscribers and myself. But if you're new, welcome. And subscribe to my channel. Click on that subscribe button. I think you'll have a lot of fun watching some of my videos. I love doing these vlogs and sometimes tagging you folks along. But when it's kind of nasty and rainy outside, I'll just go ahead and, you know, grab my beautiful cup that I just love and sit there with you guys and just kind of, you know, chat away and let you folks know what's going on. So I hope you had fun as you went ahead and sat down and listened to me, probably for over 15 minutes, because I don't know how long this video is going to be. But don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click on my homepage. Don't forget to click on my playlist. Don't forget to see some of the other videos I go ahead and do. I do 2 videos every week. I do 2 giveaways every month. So go ahead and look up for those as well. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. And my name is Ranalynn Naipo, and I always end my videos by saying, I want you to go out there, be bold, be beautiful. Don't forget to dress up, and all the way from Hilo, Hawaii, my name is Ranalynn Naipo. Aloha. Bye-bye.